Well, we've got time to take 5 with Christian Jessup. And let's look at 5 perfectly amazing film scores.
All right, so first of all, my criteria for a perfectly amazing film score, I decided that I wanted to make sure that, first of all, it functioned perfectly within the film. You know, I may love the music for the movie, but if it doesn't work in the picture for me, then it's not perfectly amazing. And so I tried to separate that as far as like what I enjoy listening to, and instead just look at what works best within the film. So first on my list, I have Casablanca from 1942. And that music is by Max Steiner, and it's really not his most well-known musical score. He did King Kong, Gone with the Wind, so I mean, he was really on top of things in the movie scoring business
the John
at this
Williams
time.
of his day.
Yeah, say Or a lot of people
Hans
probably say
Zimmer.
John Williams is the Max Steiner of his day.
Okay.
But Casablanca for me just stands above the rest of his scores, because in a movie that's a bunch of romanticized, you know, cliche moments that all work together, he created a perfectly romanticized cliche score.
Okay.
And it's so perfect, and it just really helps the emotion of the film. The love theme, as time goes by, is still iconic, and Warner Brothers still uses that as their logo theme. So whenever you go to the movies,
Oh, wow.
if there's a Warner Brothers logo that plays,
Yeah.
Oh.
then that's actually the song As Time Goes By from Casablanca.
Wow.
All right, Star Wars is my next one. You know, it's hard not to include that on the list, because really, Star Wars 1977 by John Williams, it brought film music to where it is today. There's no arguing having this on a list of perfectly amazing scores. You can compare it to even Wagner's operas in the 1800s. It's just this grand scale. And now that he's done 8 films of this music, I mean, he's got hours and hours and hours of stuff, which really is like Wagner's, you know, 12-hour ring cycle. And it's on such a large scale, and so many themes that people still know.
Okay, awesome. So Star Wars, Casablanca. What's number 3 on your list?
Number 3 is The Mission, 1986, Ennio Morricone. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. I apologize if I'm not. And
I know who you're talking about.
you know who I'm talking about?
And for Anita, if he's saying it wrong, let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, because I think we're probably saying it wrong.
Probably, so we'll see. But he's actually really well known for the spaghetti western films in the 60s and 70s.
A lot of Clint Eastwood stuff.
Yeah, a lot of Clint Eastwood stuff. But The Mission was a much different film, and this is just him putting raw emotion on display. And really, it's just one of the most beautiful listening experiences I've ever seen. And you just are watching the film mesmerized by it. I really think this is one of the cases where you see music become a character in the film.
Well, and that's really a tribute to Scorsese, because he loves music. And if you watch any of his films, you'll see he approaches music as another character. So what's number 4 on your list?
Number 4 is Saving Private Ryan, another John Williams, 1998. And really, I think this is perfect, not only because of the music that's used in the film, but in the cases where music isn't used in the film. He and Steven Spielberg decided that they didn't want any action music. And so if you go back and watch, none of the action scenes have any music at all. It's just the sound effects, and really gives you a sense of actually being there.
Right.
But then after the fact, when you look at the aftermath of the events, then just this really lush, soft, nostalgic, introspective music comes into play. And I think it's one of Williams' most beautiful patriotic scores that he's ever written. And it's really underappreciated because there's not much music, but when you listen to it and the moments it comes in, man, it's powerful.
Awesome. So Saving Private Ryan, The Mission, Star Wars, Casablanca, and number 5.
Number 5 is Pirates of the Caribbean, specifically At World's End.
Okay.
This is a franchise that I think contains some of the most memorable music of the 21st century.
Really?
If you ask someone to hum anything written past 2000, I think that odds are this is probably the most hummable thing that they can think of.
The most hummable thing. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I would love to poll some people and say, like, what's a movie theme that you could hum for me right now written after 2000? I think that Pirates would get it.
Greg, you had...
Which one is this at World's End? I get a
It's
mixed
the
up
third
after
one.
a while. The third one.
Which I thought for the longest time was going to be the last one.
Yeah.
And I
Maybe should have
kind
been.
of wish
World's End,
I wish
you
it
would
had
think.
been. Yeah.
Well,
they set it up like it would be.
Yeah. Okay, that's the third one.
But yeah, just a culmination of themes. It's just so many rich themes in this score that are recognizable even if people don't know to sing them. If you play it for them, they'd immediately know. And really, it ushered in a new genre of film music to where it's almost like a rock and roll mixed with orchestra. And so I think that it's the best of the 21st century.
Awesome. Christian, thanks for that Take 5. We will definitely have Christian continue to come back, and he'll continue to talk about music and movies as well.